I live. I'm alive. It's 1:20. It's 11:22 right now. I'm currently sitting in Zero Wait playing Spore. Okay, there you go. I would ask the sudden interest in Spore, but you know, I get it. I get it. Ugh. So yeah, Chad, I was gone for a week. I had a bit of an existential crisis last week. That's really what was going on. Hopefully, it's done with, at least for a little while. I got my passport yesterday. That was fun. I love that. I love that I'm at a point in my life where that's the most exciting thing that happens to me is I got my passport. Ugh. Hi, kid. Streamlabs, are you gonna? There you go. Okay. There was a behavior said it was a hot fix. I don't even know what they called it, but there was a couple of buffs in it. Oh, here we go. Diminishing return section of the manual has been updated. Now listens to all action speeds and modifiers. Blah blah blah. Progress bar. The arrows animations on the progress bar to better reflect. Okay. Decrease the delay of shock therapy to 0.65. I'm actually going to try this in a custom real quick because I'm really curious how much better that feels. Increase the default crouch movement speed to 4.0 was 3.8. This is just really nice for Ghostface. And also, did they update his add-on with this? Because I don't think they didn't. And then a couple of other things, yeah. Because if they didn't, that means... Where's Ghostface? Increases crouch movement speed by 10%. So that's a 20% increase for this add-on, actually. Huh. Leather Knight Sheath might actually be worth running now. And then for Doctor... Where's Doctor? I want to see how this feels base. Because I'm kind of curious now. Also, Chad, I'm glad people enjoyed the movement I'm starting with the new killer. I'm glad people are enjoying it. Y'all don't want to know the conversation that led up to that art being made. No one wants to know. Good times. Also, I think the new Chrysalis skins are out. I don't care about them, but they're out, I think. Did it really give me art? Okay, whatever. Let's see this. I mean, it's such a... This change is so weird because it's one of those things where, like, I feel like unless you play this character a lot, you're not really going to be able to notice. You know? Because, like, okay. Astrybot, where are you? Okay, come on. Go to... Loop. I just got fucking juked by a okay. I mean, like, I could... I can feel it for sure. I don't think it's really going to adjust Doctor in any way. Personally, I don't think he needs any real adjustments. But, I don't know. It's something, I guess. And then for Ghostface, I'll try it normally, and then I'll try it with the sheath, because I'm kind of curious now. Next patch, they're going to make Ghostface 4.4. Mark my fucking words. Watch it. Watch it happen. Also, I'm not going to tell everybody I was right about the Boon perk, but I was right about the Boon perk. Everyone was freaking out about it, man. So we got to see what it fucking does first. So happy. I'll talk about those perks, by the way, here in a minute, because... I mean, it definitely feels faster. I mean, moving 4.0, like, around the map crouch probably isn't going to be a bad thing. And the thing is, with that one add-on we, is it the sheath? Yeah, with the leather knife sheath, you're basically you're a 110 killer when you crouch. So, like, I don't know. Oh, am I dropping frames? Hooray! The day I come back, my stream is like, nah. Because, I mean, moving 4.4 crouched is not nothing. Again, you're moving around the map basically like how Deathslinger does, right? Like, it's not... Like, yeah, this feels actually really good. This actually feels really good. What the fuck? Huh. Maybe the blue sheath's new meta now on Ghostface. I mean, nothing's meta on Ghostface, but you know what I mean. Oh, shit. We just got away from the flags. They were gonna hurt us somehow. I don't know, man. This feels kind of good. Like, it's not. But, yeah, I mean, in theory, if you run this add-on, like, me doing this loop like this is no different than if I was Chucky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, huh. Interesting. Chrysalis Collection. Week 2 of the Rift. Optional. As of 9.6.1, we introduced an in-game personalization. This setting is completely optional, will not prevent access. What? Okay. Thanks, Behavior, for giving me another thing to sign, I guess. Okay. Okay, so I don't have a plan today. Today was going to be 2v8 with Kassir, but Day woke up late, so yeah. We're moving out to tomorrow. The Fire and Ice stream will happen. Make Pig 4.4? How fast is Pig in Crouch? I thought she was 4.4 in Crouch. I thought they upped that speed a while ago. I know the joke is like, oh, just nerf Pig, or Pig was nerfed again, but honestly, Pig's got nothing but buffs for the past little while. No, it is 4... No, she's the same as Ghostface is now, so she's also 4 meters a second. And she doesn't have any add-ons for the crouch speed, does she? Speed, reverse bear trap, ambush attack speed, ambush charge speed, crouching and uncrouching speed. 5%. She has a 5% one with John's medical journal file. So that would be half. So you, with this, you're moving at 4.2. The difference, though, with Pig is that... You could probably up this to 10. Because the difference between Pig and Ghostface is the use case, right? You're not really going around the map, at least most of the time. I'm not saying there aren't times when you do it. But you're not really going around the map crouched as Pig. So, like, I could see them upping this to 10%. And just making it on par with Ghostface. It would lead to the question of why does she get a brown that does it when he gets a blue that does it? And I think, again, the difference there is the use case. Because Ghostface is using this, like, to get the ambush, to get that instant hit, to get that down. Pig is using hers in chase. So I think hers being a brown makes more sense. She's not really using it to get around the map and hide. She's using it to... It's going to sound like I'm saying the same thing, but I hope people know what I mean, the difference here. Pig crouches to prep the use of ambush. Ghostface crouches to prep the use of stock to ambush, if that makes any sense. Like, you're not really using your crouch once you're in chase as Ghostface, but you do that as Pig. Again, there are moments when both of them use them in the inverse of what I'm saying. But yeah. I think we're doing okay, Bryce. Just checking out some of the patch notes. Okay, also, the new, let me see if I can find them. The new perks, because I know everyone's fucking... Woo, the perks, yay! Everyone's totally happy and cool with them. If I can find them. Come on. Eventually. I'll get there eventually. There we go. I found it. Thank you, Enduring. Okay. Alright. So, the new perks. We're going to start with the killer and move on to the survivor. In short, I'm not surprised. And I'm honestly like... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, these are the killer ones. Okay, I got confused because I saw the 1%. I thought it was the survivor ones. They all seem, with one exception, seem decent and have a niche use, which I think is fine. So we have Vigilance. Once one person becomes the obsession. Every 30 seconds, if the obsession is at least 32 meters away from you, you see their aura for 5 seconds. Now, I did watch Scott's video going over this, and he does bring up a good point. This really just depends on the activation. If it's literally every 30 seconds, like how Deerstalker works, this perk is probably not going to be that good. But if both conditions have to be met for it to go on cooldown, then this is actually probably going to be a decent perk. You could use this in Save the Best for Last builds, and another really good perk this will pair with is actually play with your food. Because you would be able to know where the obsession is every 30 seconds. So once you get your stacks, you can go chase other people, and then you know where to go to get your stacks back. Plus, it's just constant. It's every 30 seconds, you know where at least one person is. That being said... You could also run Friends to the End to swap your obsession. You could run, this could basically be like a Phantom Fear. Like, Phantom Fear is probably still better than this perk, to be honest. But I can see this perk having its uses and people who actually like using it, so I think it's fine. Under your thumb, a hex perk that limits survivors' haste. The first time a survivor gains haste, Adult Totem ignites. I am, by the way, calling that they are going to retroact. I know I keep saying this, but this is like the 5th perk in a row they have made it so it doesn't light until it activates. And I really hope we're going to get a patch where they do that for all the perks. All the hex perks, anyways. First time a survivor gains haste, survivors cannot gain more than 25% haste at a time. Now, as been pointed out, the only thing this really affects is exhaustion. Why? Oh, right, I bought the Sasha skin because I'm a shill. So if we go to haste, Babysitter, it's 10% plus the 10%, so that's 20. Blood Pact is 7. 10% on Breakout. Buckle Up does give haste, 50%. So Buckle Up, something that will get countered by it a little bit, but again, it doesn't really matter that much because you don't see it that often. I just realized Dramaturgy counters that, doesn't it? Wait a second. Survivors cannot gain more than... Oh my god, it doesn't affect Dramaturgy. It doesn't affect Dramaturgy. Because the haste effect is 2 instances of 25%. So it That's funny. That's fucking funny. Duty of... It doesn't affect Duty of Care either. It doesn't affect Fixated. That's actually funny to think about. Could you imagine if they buffed fucking Fixated to 30% just so this perk counters it? Doesn't affect No One Left Behind. It does technically affect Plot Twist. But it doesn't really matter. Again, just like with Buckle Up. One, you're not going to see Buckle Up. People don't run it that much. But with Plot Twist, usually people are doing this in a spot where you're not near them anyways, so it doesn't really make a difference. It doesn't affect Power 2. Would it affect Tenacity? I don't know if Tenacity actually gives you hate. That would be funny if it does, to be fair. Does Urban actually give you haste? Hang on. I actually do not know the answer to this question. Oh, I can't start because I don't have a killer. Okay, if Urban, like, actually gives you haste and it's not just, like, you move faster, that's funny that it counters this. It counters Urban, too. It counters Adrenaline. At least the haste part. It counters Background Player. I think this is the only counter to Background Player in the game. Obviously, it counters Balanced. Doesn't counter Dark Theory. Doesn't counter Borrowed Time. Doesn't counter Champion of Light. Wait. Actually, it would counter Champion. It counters Champion of Light, chat. Let's go. It doesn't counter Hope. Counters Life. Doesn't counter Made for This. Smash Hit, Sprint Burst. It's mostly just, yeah, the meta exhaustion perks. It is funny to think that Dramaturgy dodged the bullet. Diminishing should only affect healing and generator speeds. I disagree. They don't want to nerf Sprint Burst, so they gave us this. It's just so funny to think dramaturgy isn't getting affected by it. It's so fucking funny to me. Lay Waste, a perk that increases regression of near complete generators. Whenever you damage a generator for each charge it had, it regresses 1% faster, cooldown of 120 seconds. So, theoretically, the maximum... I'm trying to remember exactly how generator charges work, because it's a really dumb system, because it's not... They don't have 100 charges, they have 90 charges. It's a charge per second. So... the maximum you can get off of this is 89%, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Call of Bride would make it 150, and Overcharge would make it 130 eventually. And it has a cooldown of 120 seconds. Woo! Okay, yeah, this perk's bad. A reminder that this will not stack with Call of Brine and Overcharge, because of diminishing returns. This will not stack with them. It will not stack with any gen regression. It will stack with Pop, but that's because Pop takes off a chunk and then this activates. If anything, that's probably the only good use case of this, is comboing it with Pop. Because you take off that instant huge amount, and if the math works how it should, the charges it had on the initial kick should be what counts. This is going to be a hard one to really say, but I don't think it's that good. These two are fine. If this is a hex, so no one's going to use it. This one, like I said, it's really only good in combination with Pop, realistically. And this one, again, I could see a couple builds running it, but I don't think it's going to be anything meta-defining or anything. Honestly, a better idea for this effect where it has all haste effect the survivor gets while it's active, and the number can be adjusted depending on how much haste each person has. I think the problem with that is going to be diminishing returns affecting that, I feel. Yeah, 120 seconds for that is insane. It's not that good of an effect. Give it like a 30-second cooldown. It does not need 120. That's 2 minutes. The survivor perks, which aren't too much better, to be honest. Fruits of your labor. Whenever a generator is completed, gain 1 token. Then for each token, gain 5% haste for 2 seconds. And you gain 20% healing progress. Now, there's a couple things to note with this one. Again, we won't know until we can fully test it or know the full details. So, for every gen done, you get a token, basically. So, first gen pops, you get 5% haste, 20% healing progress. Second gen pops, you get 10% haste, 40% healing progress. Third gen pops, you get 15% haste, 60% healing progress. Fourth gen pops, 20% haste, 80% healing progress. Last gen pops, 25% haste for 2 seconds, 100% healing progress. Now, there's a couple things that's weird with this, and I was talking to a couple people about this last night. I don't know how this is going to work with Deep Wound. Because the way adrenaline currently works is if you are deep wounded when adrenaline goes off, adrenaline removes deep wound, but it doesn't heal you because it counts the deep wound as a health state. So it just heals you out of deep wound. This is healing progress, though. So, in theory, if you have Deep Wound and the last gen pops, you would get a full heal and still be Deep Wounded. Unless I'm reading that wrong. But I don't mind this perk. I think this perk is fine. This is a really neat way to do a haste perk. And it also rewards you for your teammates doing things as well. Because in the middle of a chase of a gem pops, you get that haste and it might help you out. And it's only 5% at the start, so it gets progressively better. I think this is fine. I would be curious on some other things. Like, if 2 gens pop at the same time, do you get the 10% for 2 seconds, or do you get the 5% for 2 seconds, and then the 10% for another 2 seconds? Does it stack on top of itself? If a gen pops while you have the 5% for 2 seconds, and then another gen pops in that 2 seconds, does it refresh with the 10%, or does the 2 seconds end and then it restarts? Those are the other things I would want to know. This one's going to be interesting. I actually don't mind this perk at all. Also, good combo with this when it comes out, by the way, is going to be with Poised. It's going to actually kind of go insane with Poised, if I'm honest with you. It's going to be like a mini lucky break, because they reworked Poise. Don't... You know, there's people who get mad at me for not knowing every perk. All I'm going to say is, fuck you. There's like 400 of these goddamn things now. The first time you start repairing a generator, you see the Killer's Aura. Whenever a generator is completed, you leave no scratch marks for 30 seconds. Yeah. So you can combo this with Poised. Gen pops, you get 5% haste for 2 seconds, and you leave no scratch marks. Which can be very annoying, I feel. Salvation's Cry. When the killer starts chasing you for 10 seconds, other survivors see your aura and see the killer's aura. Now, I've seen some people say that they don't understand the point of this. One, this is very clearly a solo queue perk. Like, 100%. This is extremely a solo queue perk. But also, so it's for 10 seconds. So if you combo this with the, what is it? Object of Obsession, and We See You? And We See You. If you combo that with this, pretty much what happens here is that your teammates will get the killer's aura for 10 seconds at the start of a chase. And then, whenever you get four aura reads on the killer from Object of Obsession, or other things, you could basically give them aura reading for for a decent chunk of the chase, if you're good enough. So I actually think this perk has its place. Fruits plus Poise was spreading competition. I don't know what else. Probably that new perk that came with Mr. Young. What is it? Flow State? You'd basically just be, like, every time a gen gets done, you're basically just getting stronger as the match goes on. The last one, and this was the controversial one. This is the one everyone was freaking out about before it even got made. Boon Steadfast. While next to a totem, use E to bless it, creating a unique boon totem that combines all your boons. Survivors repairing the closest generator within the boon's range. Whenever they succeed a basic skill check, the generator gains 1% permanent progress. They repair that generator 50% slower. This perk is terrible. I had like an hour-long debate in the Discord server. I know people were there for that. And don't get me wrong, we kind of like, me and Marmy kind of were missing each other's points. So it doesn't really matter. But it does not need that downside. It does not need this downside, and the only reason it's here is because of the tiers, because of the perk levels. But it does not need this downside. Honestly, and I know people are scared of 1% permanent progress, but if 2 people are on a gen, that's 2%. If 3 people are on a gen, that's 3%. And also, on top of this, like I keep saying, survivors repairing the closest generator within the boon's range. So not only is it not really that great of an effect, not only does it have a downside to using it, it's map dependent. It's RNG dependent. So, like, it's not gonna be that good. Lynx, why are your spore creatures, like, thick? I have so many questions. We shouldn't be able to vote for perks. I'm fine with it. I don't know. Like, I think the idea is fine. It's better than what I thought it was going to do. I thought, okay, not better, but I thought what it was going to do was you bless a boon totem, and the generators inside of the totem's range can't be regressed. That's what I thought it was going to be. And even then, I didn't think it was going to be that good, because that's still map dependent. But the way people were talking about it, they thought it was going to be you bless a boon totem, and the killer can't regress any gen ever again. Which, God, no, that's not what it was going to be. Also, I was using this build because it wasn't winning me many matches, but it was making matches last like 20 minutes. It was actually kind of funny. I was other links, not you. I was trying to make it look like the Judgment. I mean, you kind of did. I gave you credit where it's due. You kind of did. It's like almost there. Man, I should actually play Dead by Daylight. Chat, should we test slugging on Pyramid Head? Should we do that? Do you think we should test how good slugging is on Pyramid Head? It's not really something I've done. I don't know. I feel like, unlike other killers, Pyramid Head doesn't really need to slug. He's, like, in a rare situation where, like, the way his power works, he just doesn't need to slug. The reason people are slugging is to avoid perks, and he just kind of does that already. Ah, fuck it, why not? I'm bringing Scarlet Egg. But I think the numbers could be halved and it would still be a bit much. Well, I get why they did it, but I also, again, I'm convinced that the only reason it's there is just so it has a number to be adjusted for the perk levels. I've said this so many times. It's like, it just feels like that's what they do to a lot of perks. We are currently at... Because I tried to play a little bit last week while I was having my existentialism, but didn't play as much as I thought I did. We're at 69.4 hours, so we still have 30 hours to go. What is... Okay, what is the current slugging build, chat? What is it that everyone's running? Is it Hex Ruin? What is it? Ruin, Thrill, Chlorophobia, and what? Infectious, I guess? 69, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, the other funny number in the 60s. I think I would rather run... I think I'm going to swap this for nurses. Thank you, Indigo Ninja, for the art. So, I will tell the story of this, by the way. Also, I'm running Phantom Fear. I can't take this perk off. It's so fucking good. You might be thinking it's irrelevant, but, like, this is just so I know where people are in the match. Hey, so it's been good. It's been good. So the story behind that art, by the way. So, as some of you know, I have joked about I'm going to ship. It's in a couple comment sections. I think I made a comment on Mintskull, one of Mintskull's video about it. I'm gonna start shipping Pyramid Head and the Judgment together. And I went to Indy in a VC, and I was just like, what? I was just like, hey, can you? I want. Hang on, what is it? There it is. I was just like, hey, Indy, can you make the new killer in Pyramid Head, but this? She agreed. To be fair, I did offer her money, so... I think Crimson Book's overkill. I think Chlorophobia is just enough. Would the exhaustion item plus overwhelming presence be good? Not really. It can be good because it changes it from Killer Instinct to aura reading, basically. The problem is when people step in your trails, you're usually already looking at them for the most part. You know, unless they're like behind a wall. But also, they're usually already in chase with you. They're not like gonna accidentally step into a trail most of the time. Within the range for Overwhelming Presence. So I don't think it's a worthy combo. If you're gonna run Mannequin Foot, just run it by itself. You don't really need to combo it with anything. I'm not saying I wish I was Pyramid Head in that picture. I'm saying I really wish I'm sorry, I'll stop. I'm glad that I could be there to help people have awakenings, I guess. Contributing to society, I suppose. This is gonna go fucking terribly, by the way. For those that don't know, the last time slugging was quote-unquote meta, which I hate to be the bearer of bad news to people, it's always been meta. Anyways, I did it on Chucky a lot. And I've said multiple times, I actually prefer slugging because I think the games are more... I feel like slugging is more, like, the momentum doesn't stop. There's, like, no, like... There's no moments of downtime, really. Like, especially if you're doing it correctly. It's just constant chase to chase to chase to chase to chase. The survivors are always having to do something. There's pressure being applied somewhere. There's constant, like, macro decisions you're making of, like, where did I leave the slug? Where was the person? They just got picked up. Where were they? Is the other person still there? Like, I really, really, really like the game design of slugging. And honestly, I still don't understand why survivors don't like it. I do not understand what the difference between being slugged and being hooked is from the survivor perspective. If anything, you can move when you're slugged. You can't move when you're hooked. So I do not understand what the disparity on, like, the feeling is. This is coming from the guy who tries to, like, understand, like, the gameplay feel on the other side all the time. I'm always wide awake. You could say I'm woke. Whoa. Whoa, we can't have wokies in my chat. Ah. What? Oh, he ran back. Oh, he missed the trail. Also, I have barely played DBD in like a week, so like don't expect like any like amazingly good gameplay here. But hopefully slugging is OP enough to carry me. Oh, he's just gonna hold W, isn't he? Good shit. I'm surprised that worked. Infectious didn't go off. We're just going to leave him there. I see someone right here, though. Someone has to go for Quentin. Two gens have already popped. That's fine. I actually might want to put Ruin on this build. I saw someone going over there for Quentin. That's fine. That would be the Cheryl. I'm going to leave her injured for a second. Or she'll run right into me. That works too. She's going to light towards Shaq. They got Quentin back up. That's fine. Quentin does have Scarlet Egg on, so it might hit Yui. It's doubtful. Okay, we hit her. We head back over here. Did he walk for a second? I'm just going to ignore Quentin. There's no need for me to go for Quentin right now. Oh, good shit. Quentin's going to come back over there. Fong is at like the 25% mark. Good dodge. We hit her. Infection doesn't proc, so we're going to run back over here. No one's right here. Cheryl's still down. Quentin's over there. He's still tormented. Oh, now the real question is Fong lagging or am I? Yeah, I should have ran Ruin. I think I'm going to swap Chlorophobia for Ruin. Okay, they're back over there. I just heard the Killer Instinct proc. There's no reason not to keep Fong on the ground right now. That gen's still going. Aiden is playing Left 4 Dead 2. Fong was out of the way when she got slugged, by the way. Okay, we hit Cheryl. Fong got back up. That was probably Yui. See, this is why I like slugging, by the way. This right here, the constant back and forth, is just way more fun to me. Yui isn't looking in my direction in the slightest. Whew. Alright, guys, we'll have a good one. Cheryl got back up. I know it was over this way, right? Yep. Chlorophobia is going to proc from that. I have no reason not to just keep going for Cheryl. Scarlet Egg is going to tell me where she went. Okay, Cheryl goes back down. I got worried there for a second. Yui got put back up. That's fine. Quentin's right there. That's fine. I'm surprised they finished that heal on Yui, if I'm honest. Your thumbnail for the stream is 10 out of 10. I appreciate it. Okay, here's where we flip the script, by the way. Quentin's right there. He's gonna go to main. Does he know I can't? Yeah, he knows I can't hit that. Cheryl finished heal, which means someone was with her. They're gonna finish that. He takes that window. Oh, he's going over to this loop? Yeah, that was good. That was not. I didn't get stunned because I was in the immunity phase, I believe. She went right to main, really? Right to fucking main, huh? See if someone's coming back for Quentin real quick. Yes, they are. See where she goes. She has life. Did she stay? Oh no, she left. She just... Boop. I don't even know how to describe this pathing. That's fucking insane. He's gonna light away. I can't believe that hit her. See if we can maybe... We can stall this out. Okay, she's going to run towards the other gates. Quentin's going to sit right there. That should be, if I'm reading that right, I believe that's 30 seconds on her heal timer. Quentin's going to heal back up. And the thing is, if they come back in, I can just send her straight to a cage. It will extend the timer, but it means that they can't get the pickup immediately. Actually, I don't even think they can get the pickup immediately. Because all I have to do is just sit here with my M2. She just dies. I think he makes this still. Oh, he 100% still makes this? Maybe. have Bloodlust 3 right now. They healed back up, and he's not recovering, so, like... Wow. I'm gonna get a 2K out of this somehow. What made me ship Pyramid Head and the Judgment? Okay, a few things. Maybe do that. Bye, Quentin. A few things maybe do that. The big one is definitely just, when I heard that we were getting an Angel Killer, and their name was the Judgment, it made sense to ship Judgment and Executioner. I still would have loved for them to be named the Judge. That would have been fucking great. But the other thing, the big thing for me was they both are the only killers in the game that inflict a status effect onto the survivors that allow them to send them to a non-hook state and have a ranged attack that goes through walls that lets them judge the survivors based on their lore. They're literally the same character. We did it, boys. We made Pyramid Head again. Does that mean the jury's in the cuck chair? I'm not 100% sure. I didn't work out all the details. It was named the Divine? No, that was an option. It's called the Judgment now. So yes. I'm calling it Judy until we get a real name. That's a really valid ship, to be honest. I'm starting a movement. Let's go. Okay, Phantom Fear might not have been the call. I mean, it did help me find the first survivor. That's honestly the biggest reason it's here, but I kind of want to swap it for Ruin. I think I'm going to swap it for Ruin and see what happens. Oh, did I get new lore I don't care about? Let's go. Is that Sable? It's Sable. That's Michaela. Look at Michaela. I don't know who this person is, but they're there. How long was that match? Also, I will never understand how DBD stats... They update your match history almost instantly, by the way. That was a 12-minute match, by the way. They update your match history almost immediately, but the stats per killer, like the time and stuff, takes 2 days. Oh, I love Phantom Fear. Phantom Fear is slowly becoming my favorite perk in the game. I really need to make a video on it. Speaking of, the next video should be about Vigil. At least that's the plan. I want to talk about how we're gonna how to properly nerf it without making it irrelevant. Julian, some Achilles. Oh, okay. They're just roommates. If only Sable was as Sable, they would be pretty Sable. You have such a way with words. I don't know. I'm like... So for the Vigil video, so I didn't want to make it all one-sided and make it sound... Because y'all know me. I don't like to, like... I know I'm a killer main, but I don't like to, like, us versus them a lot. So I was asking around for, like, what killer perks should I maybe talk about to, like, contrast Vigil? Like, what's a killer perk? And I'm curious on what anyone in chat has to say about this. What is a killer perk? What is a killer perk that probably deserves to be nerfed? I know that's a lot harder to say. But genuinely, are there any killer perks you guys can think of that probably need to be nerfed? The suggestions I have been given, and the one I'm probably going to do, was Blood Favor and Disillusion. Those are the two big ones I got. And I actually already have very simple solutions to fix both of those perks. That's a hard... It is! It is! I really wanted to think of what's a killer perk that kind of deserves to be nerfed. And, like, there's a couple I can think of other than that. Like, I think Spirit Fury shouldn't be as good as it is. No, Amber, that would have been me. that was me. I'm testing slugging on Pyramid Head. I apologize. Bamboozle. No, Bamboozle, Rosa, that was another one I heard some people suggest was Bamboozle. Another one was Chlorophobia. So I think the suggestions I got were Blood Favor, Disillusion, Bamboozle, Chlorophobia. Those are like the 4 ones I heard probably the most. But Blood Favor was probably the one I think I heard definitely the most that probably deserves to be nerfed. In some way, shape, or form, or reworked altogether. And spoiler for the video, the easiest way to fix, quote-unquote, fix Blood Favor is just make it only work on basic attacks. You fixed it. You fixed it. Now Kaneki can't use it. Boom. Fixed it. And at that point, I won't even think it should be a Hex at that point. It should just have a cooldown. Talk about Hex Goon to feet. Pretty niche, but honestly too OP. So true, so true. Why am I bringing in Ebony Mori if I'm testing slugging? Why am I so stupid? Infectious Fright. Do you really think Infectious needs to be nerfed? I do think it's a core to slugging, but like I don't think it's like the perk itself. Like, that's an interesting thought process because like it does encourage slugging. Like anytime you do a slugging build, you bring Infectious. Disillusion. No scope said Disillusion. That's another one. The Method Mori while slugging. Someone remind me to take out my fucking Ebony Mori when I'm testing slugging, please. For the love of God. Shit. What was I gonna say? Disillusion, I think, honestly, could use the same... You could do the same thing to Disillusion I just suggested for Blood Favor. Someone's here, by the way. I heard them breathing. Told you. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Infectious didn't pop. That was a really nice firecracker, to be honest. Happy 4th. We're a couple months out, but happy 4th. Look at my totem, placed in a pessimistic persuasion of a position. I'm the king of alliteration. Oh, really? My man. I meant to M2 there. God, I am so rusty. It is insane how rusty I am right now. Oh my god. Thank you, Ruin. Me personally, I haven't played with him much, but from the people I know who do play a lot of Springtrap and have been playing with it, they really enjoy the changes. It feels really nice to not have to run. Did she really finish that? I am shocked and appalled. Um, it really feels what's a barrel. It just feels nice. It feels nice not to have to run what's it called all the time. No, my ruin. Hello. Oh, no, they have anti-slug. You think she's back over there? Okay, if they're running anti-slug, then I'm just gonna cage him. No point. Deleted healed back up, that's fine. Long went back up here. There's still a crow there. They unhook him immediately. I can head back over there. Oh, they're all doing that heal, though. Good dodge. Good stun. They're right there. I could slug, but there's no need. I'm just going to put her on a hook. They are all right here. Chlorophobia was doing its job there for a second. Okay. No one else is nearby. So I'm just going to go for that pickup on this. Again, testing slugging, but like if they're going to have an anti-slug build. And this is the problem with slugging. Exactly what happened right there. If they bring a build to go against it like that, then you're kind of fucked. Okay. And if she's going to drop down and go for the save... Okay, now I can come back over here. Oh. I just love it when the survivors do the thing like you're like, oh, there's no fucking way, right? Good dodge. That was a really good flare. Okay, and I know Rick's over here. How he dodged Infectious is kind of insane. He went this way. Thalita might have Decisive. There's no need to go over there. They're healing Fong back up. They're all right here. Chlorophobia is doing its job. Scarlet Egg doing its job. Okay, we down her. They're heading over to Thalita now. She's injured. Are they healing still? Yes. Could you imagine? Down her. We head back over here to Rick. She's probably going back to the Fong over here in the corner. We're going to try to keep her down as much as we can. Actually, she's not. Unless the Fong moved. Well, that's the thing. Again, if slugging, and this is the problem with slugging being meta. If slugging becomes meta, survivors will start bringing anti-slug. That's is and will always be the problem. Okay. Now it's just Rick, and I know he's not over. Yeah, he's going right for Pong. Game match set. There is pretty much nothing this man can do now. Good dodge. Unless one of them has Unbreakable, and I don't think they do. And GG's. Well then. That wasn't even a full slug. I actually hooked and caged a couple. And I don't know where I left the Fong. Does anyone remember where I left the Fong? No idea. I don't know if it was this one or not. I think it was this one, right? Maybe? I don't know where I left her. Fuck. This is why I crank my headset volume and patrol for grunts of pain. This is why I feel like I can't play DB, like I can't play Killer and do other stuff. So what do you think about the Judgment's Exile? Do you think it will be stronger or weaker? About the same as Pyramid Head's cages? It really depends. From the sounds of it, it's going to be weaker than the cages. Because it sounds like it's going to be up to the player's skill. So, like, unlike Pyramid Head's cages, like, there's no real way to... I don't know how to explain it. Like, Pyramid Head's cages, like, you get sent to a cage, and he can still camp it, he can still tunnel you right out of it. It really depends if the Judgment gets the notification of you coming out of it, where and when, how long you can be in it, even if you're, like, really good at it. Because, like, let's say, because I know we've seen some playtests, but let's say you get sent to the Exile. Let's say you get sent to the Exile, and you're in and out of there in, like, 10 seconds. Yeah, they took a hook state, but now you're applying no other pressure. Which is the other problem with it, is that it... Oh, there you are. Is that it... Survivors can't get you out of Exile, from what I understand. So, like, there's no pressure being applied to the other survivors. You're in there and that's it. Oh, now I feel bad. Why the fuck am I playing against the Rick? Hang on. I don't do this. Hang on. Thong and flip flop. Not unbreakable in sight though. Yeah, we're gonna live forever. Okay, it wasn't anti-slug. It was just we're gonna live forever. And leader and botany. Yeah, these two right here just counter chlorophobia completely. Yeah, it does. I just don't think it's worth running, even if you're going full slug. Okay, I'm taking out the Mori. I'll just bring a black. Yeah, I'll just bring a Blackwood so I don't run out of eggs. There you go. But yeah, Rosa, that's my thoughts on it. It just depends. And I think that not applying pressure to other survivors is going to be the big thing with it. Survivors can get people out of exile, but do they have to? That's my question. It's not can they, do they have to? Because if they don't have to, they're not going to. Because survivors can have pretty much permanent aura reading on Springtrap. How many people does that happen to? Alright, Ruin doesn't count to the... I got, like, none of my dailies done. What do you mean? I'm playing the game as it was intended to be played, behavior. Like a real killer main. I don't know if Ruin was really worth it. I feel like if I'm fast enough, Ruin shouldn't be necessary. I just don't know what else to swap it for. It just makes it take longer, like skill checks on... Oh, okay. If that's the case, then... Yeah, if they have to get you out of it, then I think it actually might be... Again, it's going to come down to how easy it is to do the mini game. I don't know. It's very hard to know for sure until we actually get to play around with it, you know? Me doesn't read patch notes, runs knockout on my slug build. Yeah, I don't fully know. I think Mintskull posted a thing about it. I don't fully know how it works, if I'm 100% honest. I might be completely wrong. Hang on, let me check. I know he made a post about it. Banish down survivors instead of putting on a hook. Removes the need to carry, find hooks. Closest shrines are activated for saves. Exile. Hook timer drains as it would on a hook. Hazards decrease hook timer. Use artifacts to collect crystals to extend unhook protections. And it buffs you while they're in there. Press and hold M2 charge When fully charged, the ray continuously moves away from your camera, goes through obstacles, albeit more slowly. Press M1 to fling the ray, locking its direction but increasing its speed. Deals damage and applies since the survivors hit. Becomes empowered after sending survivors to exile. Empowered state. Can I... It has increased stats. So I'm assuming while they're exiled, your thing moves faster. That's interesting. But yeah, so they do have to get you out of there. Okay, so they have to go to a shrine and get you out of there. So if it still applies pressure like that, and according to this, it was adjusted so it's only the 2 closest shrines to where you exiled them at. So it's not global. So they have to come towards you to do it. I think this is going to be the most cop-out answer I'm going to give. The way it sounds from what I just read and how I'm understanding it, it sounds like it will be stronger in some situations and weaker in others. And what I mean by that is caging someone as Pyramid Head is really powerful when all the survivors are grouped up. If all the survivors are in one location of the map or like generally near each other, caging is amazing. You get them all the way to the other side of the map. Now they have to walk all the way over there and get them out. With this, it sounds like it will be more powerful in the other situations where someone runs away from their teammates like they're supposed to. You exile them, and now they have to come to you as if it was a hook. Which is the downside to running away from your teammates, is now you can't be unhooked as fast. And then again, it's also going to come down to how good or bad or how easy or hard the minigame is. So, They can save them all simultaneously. That, okay. Well, no, yeah, they changed it from, instead of the global, it's the 2 closest. So, I mean, I guess in theory, yeah, but, like, from the sounds of it, you get buffed as long as someone's exiled. So it sounds like they're trying to encourage you to not exile everyone, just one person at a time. Which is also an interesting way to go about it. You're exiling them just to get your buff, not necessarily to get them, not unlike Pyramid Head, where you're caging them because it's faster and because it removes any unhooking perks and whatnot. The Judgment, it sounds like you're exiling them to buff your power, not necessarily the same reasons as Pyramid Head. You still get those benefits, but that's not the main point. So we'll see. It's a long-winded way of me saying we'll see. I honestly have no idea. I would be curious to see how it goes, though. It's interesting, and it is weird that it took us 6 years to get a killer who has a hook state that's not a hook state. It is very odd. I kind of feel like other killers could have easily had something like this. I know people have talked about it with Springtrap stuffing them into suits. As much as I don't like that idea, it could have worked, you know? Even Dredge, he could have, like, you could, like, change Nightfall instead of Nightfall being, like a passive. You send them, like, to a darker realm where they have to, like, navigate a maze to get out. I don't know. I'm going to be interested to see how it goes, though, once it's out. Also, Chad, I'm probably going to do a poll about this. Should I combine my Pyramid Head 2v8 time with my base time? Because I feel like I should. Even though I don't have that much time at 2v8 at Pyramid Head. Because I know I'm playing 2v8 tomorrow. It's just kind of... How many hours do I have on Pyramid Head in 2v8? 0.4. Never mind. It probably doesn't even matter. Alright. Also, to be honest, queue times haven't been that bad with 2v8 around this time. Oh, look at this amazing Huntress skin that I'm definitely going to buy and run all the time. Look at it. Look at this amazing Dwight skin I'm going to buy and run all the time. Look at this amazing Yoon Jin skin. This isn't even like... I get what they were going for, but like this... I don't like this. I like the hat. Also, yes, chat, I am 100% a shill because I bought, a reminder, I have no points invested in Thalita at all, and don't plan on putting points into Thalita at all, and yet I bought the Sasha skin because I love this character so much. Okay, maybe don't take advantage of the play while you wait feature, because I don't like playing Survivor that much. I'm glad it's here. I just don't like playing it, or playing it that much. Plus, I mean, a Survivor match is on average about 8 minutes, and if the queue time's 4 minutes, like, I'd rather just... I'll sit here and wait, I don't mind. What else am I gonna do? I yap enough, why not? I could talk about the funny story about the hole that ripped in my pants this week. There you go, there's something I can talk about. Yeah, I was working, and I heard a rip, and there was a hole in the bottom of my pants. Not the back, thank God, but it was at the bottom. It was really, really uncomfortable, so I had to finally buy new work pants. Time is time. Also, Lynx, they're adding controller sensitivity, apparently, for, or better controller sensitivity stuff for console. That was confirmed by the devs. They didn't say which patch, where, or when, but they are definitely adding it. No, I don't think it's that at all. I just don't like Survivor. I never have. I've never enjoyed Survivor personally at all. I don't know. I just don't find Survivor fun. I never have, and I probably never will. It's, you know, fun with your teammates. Bennett just hates Sable and will not tolerate putting in a position where hating Sable leads to victory. Classic Sable phobia. That's what it is. That's 100% what it is. No, I just don't find Survivor fun. It's the same reason, like, in, like, Overwatch for the longest time, I never played DPS because I didn't think it was very fun. It's the same reason I don't play certain characters in, like, Overwatch because I don't find them fun. It's just how it is. Same reason a lot of people don't play, like, the good, like some of the good kill. It was the main counterpoint to, like, my if you want to beat the meta, fight or play the meta video. It's like, oh, if you want to beat the meta, play Blight with Force Slowdown. And the main argument was, well, I don't enjoy playing Blight. And it's like, okay, there you go. That's fine. But you can't complain about it. And that's my point. If you're not going to do it, then you can't complain about it. Remember when this map was red? I remember. Remember when she ran into my shot like that? I remember. Why is there a window there? They picked up Fong. Are they healing or back up is the question. The answer is yes. Oh, good shit, dude. I hesitated, that's what I did. She booned up Ruin. What? What the fuck? Yo, she's a wizard? I knew 11 had powers, bro, but not like that. Did they really pre-drop this fucking pallet? Okay. They get 11 back up, which is fine. Sable's still injured. She's right there. Gonna break this. I know the other two aren't nearby. If they're smart, they'll reset real quick. Okay. Go right back for Sable, who 99'd her sprint burst. We head over for Michaela. Okay. And then we head back over and see if we can stop Sable from getting the save. We can't stop it, but we can definitely make it take longer. Okay, and Sable's dead. Okay. Well, GG's. Where's the sprint burst pointing, Sable? Good dodge. Not good enough. GG's. Oh, I have French voices turned on. So Sable's voice is different. To me, that's just what Sable sounds like now. Send you. Send you. And I down Michaela over here, I believe. Well, GG's. Alright, let's see. Sprint Burst, Shadow... Oh, it was Shadow Step. Okay, yeah, that would explain why I didn't see the ores. Deja Vu, Quick Gambit. Circle of Healing, Shadow Step, Boon, Oh, God, Michaela had a full Boon build. Finesse, Sprint Burst, This Is Not Happening, Windows, Dead Hard, Champion of Light Iron Will. So dumb. I wouldn't have had fun as Survivor that match. Here's my question, and this is a genuine question, though. How is what I just did any different than me hooking them? I still don't understand what the difference is. Blight-phobic killer players trying to hide their bigotry. Remember when this realm didn't spawn a basement 3 gen? No, never. I've never been around for that. What? No. No, that's a genuine question that I'm curious. What is any different about what I just did versus just hooking them? Their teammates can come over and pick them up. They get to move. The only difference I can think of is that they don't get borrowed time and some of their perks don't work. That's it. I mean, and this isn't me trying to be condescending. Is that genuinely the only difference? Is just the skill checks? You don't even get those on first hook, only on second. But yeah, like what's the difference? I get that people don't like it, but like I'm just trying to understand what the actual difference between, and is it just because of chlorophobia? If I took chlorophobia off, would it make the build any different? Like again, it's me genuinely trying to just understand like how it is any different. Because I just don't see the difference. You just sitting there on the floor for 4 minutes. Yeah, but not necessarily. If your teammates come to pick you up, like you get up and then you keep moving. It's no different than being left on the hook for 2 minutes. Except it's longer, I guess. But it has to be longer because if it wasn't longer, then slugging would actually be the best thing to do. Because let's say I down you one time, leave you slugged. Your teammate comes to pick you up. We get in a chase again. I down you. You're slugged again. Okay. And you're there. And then your teammate picks you up. I don't come back immediately. And then I find you later. And then we have a chase. And then I down you again. And then your teammates don't pick you up. And you die from the bleed out. That's no different than me hooking you 3 times. And if it's just a feeling thing, I get it. But like, I don't know. To me, it seems like the exact same thing. The only difference is when you're slugged, at least you can move to a better position. When you're hooked, you can't. Like, it just, like... I don't think it adds stakes at all. I think hooking... When I'm hooked, I'm like, okay, I don't gotta worry about anything. Anything. For the next at least 60 seconds. Because when you're hooked, the killer can't do anything to you. The only thing that can happen is your teammate unhooks you. And if the killer comes back, you have 15 seconds of borrowed time. So you can't even be injured or downed immediately. That's just me, though. Also, hi, clown. Again, the only, like... Why is my Steam thing being shown on stream? That's weird. Am I still on Windows? Hang on. Oh, it's because I'm windowed. Okay. Whatever. It just, like... I'm trying to, like... That's realistically the only difference I can see is what I just stated. Is on a hook, when you get unhooked, you have the protection. Other than that, it's like, I guess the game flow kind of gets messed up a bit because instead of, like I mentioned earlier, when you're slugging, there's no downtime even on the killer side, so there's no downtime on the survivor side either. And I guess that's the problem with it. Is how fast it makes the game. There's no breather. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like as big of an issue as people make it out to be. And this is coming from the person who thinks unbreakable base kit should be a thing, right? So like, I'm not against it. I get how it can be unhealthy, but yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, Clem. That's part of my thing with it is, like, especially if the survivors bring an anti-slug build, the killer's kind of shooting themselves in the foot slugging. Oh, but you can camp a slug better. But even then, like, if a killer camps a slug, they just lose. Just do the gens. There's no anti-camp or anything. Like, the guy dies, but, like, your team wins. Which I know is a topic I've gotten onto a lot. It just feels antithetical to the game. Hooking is what you're supposed to do, even though slugging is an option. It's like that icky feeling when you see someone flip your burger with their hands. I mean, I kind of get that, but, like... I'm trying to think of like a good contrast, like a good a metaphor, like another game that has something similar. I mean, this never happens. Actually, sometimes it does. But let's say you're playing Overwatch and the game mode is payload, right? Let's say you're playing Overwatch and the game mode is payload. You and the enemy team are all fighting like right in front of the payload. Like you're not on it, but like you're right in front of it. And one of your teammates just goes over and C9s it. Like, that's technically antithetical. Well, it's not antithetical to the game, I guess. It's more antithetical to, like, the match state. It's a deviation from the norm and equals bad. I mean, I get it, like, that's my question, though. Is it genuinely just a feeling thing? Is that all it is? Because I don't know how you fix that. Unless you force the killer to hook. Hey, Biggles. We're talking about slugging versus hooking. Why is it showing my Twitch stuff? What the fuck? Not my Twitch, my Steam stuff. What the fuck? Sakosu had Twitch in his name. That's why I said Twitch. No, I'm trying to like understand why people don't like being slugged. When in my mind, it's almost the exact same thing as being hooked, except you can move. Also, I'm going to try this without chlorophobia because I'm kind of curious. I don't think it's doing as much as I think it is. I'm going to bring Forever Entwined on my slugging build. Let's go. You've been told it's bad, so you just accept it as fact? Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, why? That's what I'm trying to answer. It's the same thing I was, like, trying to get into with the Marmy debate I had earlier. The answer I'm looking for is the why. And if it's just because it feels bad, okay, why does it feel bad? Yeah, but Lynx, the best survivor perks activate when hooked. Slugging negates that. But that's a perk problem, though. That's a perk design issue. And if that's the case, I mean, I believe me, we've been playing Pyramid Head for a while. Believe me, I've seen people avoid the fucking torment jelly like the plague, just so they can use their perks. But Pickles, but that's not like, I'm not asking whether or not it's meta or not, or like if it should be. I'm asking what is the difference between being slugged versus being hooked. Because, like I said earlier, I feel like being slugged, you can still move around. So, like, and again, in some situations, like Clown pointed out, sometimes slugging is actually not that good for the killer. It can actually mess them up. It's a high risk, high reward kind of thing. In all honesty, because a YouTuber said it, and I kind of adhere to people who have more experience than me, inherently inherit their opinions. That is, what's the word I'm looking for? That is, is it adherence to authority? Appeal to authority. That's what it is. Don't do that. Just because someone with more experience tells you something doesn't mean it's true. Just because I say something doesn't mean it's true. If I'm like, Chucky shouldn't be 115, I mean, just because I have a lot of hours on Chucky doesn't mean my opinion is law. You can form your own opinion. I guess that's it, but I don't know. It's just in my mind. It seems the same. Yeah, but Clown, that doesn't answer, like, that's a completely different. Again, I'm not talking about whether or not it's better, right? That's the whole thing about my debate here. I don't care if hooking or slugging is better. Like, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking why slugging feels worse than being hooked. Why do people hate being slugged versus being hooked? Why is slugging seen as toxic by some people when hooking isn't? When in my mind they're basically the same thing. Big Scott Jun will never fail me with his fault. Yeah, Scott's never been wrong before in a day in his life ever. Nope, never. I'm not saying like you can't parrot opinions. I don't know. For me, it's one of those things where it's like I try to get an opinion, take that opinion, and form my opinion from the information from that opinion. That's why I don't always agree with a lot of DBD takes, because it's just, to me, it's just I don't know. It's not me thinking I'm smarter or more right than anybody else. It's just I'm trying to think of how I see it. I don't think it is just that though, Lynx. There has to be a valid, deep-seated reason for it. And if it really is just because it negates perks, again, I don't see that many complaints about Pyramid Head. And I'm very curious when the new killer drops if we're going to see complaints about that exact thing with her. Them, it. I don't think we have a gender yet. We don't have a name. We don't have a gender. It's bullshit. Judy. I'm calling it Judy. You can't stop me. I'm eating all this mac and cheese and you can't stop me. Oh, that was fast. Hi, Ace. Bro, I swear spawns are messed up. And either I'm lagging or the servers are just being fucking weird. What the hell was that? I got rubber banded so fucking hard right there. Are you kidding me? Okay. Alright, Ace. Like, is this the problem? Because, like, you're expecting me to go for the hook? So, like, again, you don't get that downtime? Good dodge, Renato. Whoa, what the fuck happened with my camera? Get Pyramid Head spotted. I don't have a cool name for it yet. Did he crouch to get Sprint Burst back? What a fucking legend. Oh, I thought I hit him one, no! Good dodges. They got Renata back up. Yeah, like, I'm gonna lose this match. I can already tell now. Ah, he knows. He knows. I can't hit through that. This is one of the few pallets I have to break his Pyramid Head. I fucking hate it. I don't know why you did that. Phantom Fury is off cooldown. That's good. Not on this one. They're probably on one of the far ones. Probably right where Ace was. Saving a Sprint Burst. They got Ace back up. Yeah, this team's making all the right plays. Renato, you know I can just throw you on the ground, right? I can just do that. Why do people do that to counter slugging? It really doesn't do it. Okay. Sure. Yeah, honestly, though, like, I'll be 100%. I really do think Pyramid Head is better not slugging, though. He doesn't need to. I am... Why did that take so long? What the fuck? Now, there is one major issue they might run into here. He has life, I think. Good to know that Mr. Ace is avoiding the trails like a plague. I can use that to my advantage. Eyes out. They got Ace back up. Okay. They're probably going to heal Ace back up here in a second. Okay. I trust Scott with my fiancés and social security, or my finances and social. You probably shouldn't do that. I'm gonna be 100% with you, Lynx. That sounds extremely unhealthy and very parasocial. Be 100% honest with you. I can't believe he walked back into that for the vacuum. Okay. I know they're over there. I think they're in comms. Top percent Swift. No, they're just playing this really well. Yeah, jokes aside, they're just playing this really well. Oh, it's good. Again, we weren't planning on testing slugging. Ooh, good. That was a good prediction on this part. I just said, fuck it, why not? You really want to risk this? Hi, Soma. Bye, Soma. He's going to pop up right beside the gate. Watch. Watch. He's going to get uncaged right beside it. Yeah, he's over there on the left. Yep. That's why you don't send people to cages in in-game, by the way. GG. They just played that really well. Slugman. Unbreakable, Unbreakable, Dead Hard, Resurgence. 2 Unbreakables, too. Yeah, that right there killed it. It's not... The cages aren't RNG. The cages have a very, very extremely logical way they work. Just watch your most recent. I'm so sorry, by the way, Mork. I was I was kind of invested in the game. I apologize. I just watched your most recent video and have somewhat a hot take. Would he be okay if Pyramid Head recovered his speed much sooner, while recovering after his M2 is much higher? If they did that, he would have to be slower, while his knife is in the ground. Because the problem is, if you make, and I heard a suggestion for like making his attack faster too, which by the way, it would have to be over 10% because videotape basically does nothing, and it already does that as an add-on. The problem is, you would have to make him slower, and the reason you would have to make him slower is because if he moved faster after shooting his M2, his zoning would be insane. He would be able to put you in so many unwinnable situations, and the survivor would kind of be punished for dodging it correctly. It's one of the problems Springtrap has. I know people say he's punished for missing, but believe me, if you play him enough, you'll notice how many times you'll miss your M2 and them dodging it leads to you getting a hit. They made the correct play and still lost. So I feel like if you make him faster after shooting his M2 off, you run the risk of that being too prominent. Again, as with most things, I wouldn't mind testing it somehow, but I don't think that's what he needs. I really do think Pyramid Head is fine. I think he's fine where he is. The issues with Pyramid Head aren't Pyramid Head issues. They're issues with the game. He's not like Trapper, where Trapper's entire problem is Trapper, not the game. The game doesn't help, but it's Trapper himself. Pyramid Head has many, he's fine. It's the same thing with, like, I think Doctor is fine. The problem is, again, the game is built around killers with mobility. He doesn't have mobility, therefore he's bad. But then, more also, you have to think about it from, like, the perspective of the killer, and a lot of people, like, would people enjoy that? Because I know when they lowered his speed, during the Walking Dead chapter, the people who were playing Pyramid Head hated that change. There's people to this day who still hate that fucking change. It tries to... So when you send someone to a cage, it tries to put them as far away from your current position as possible. And like someone said, there are 6 predetermined locations. The reason for 6 is because some of the cages will spawn right next to each other, and they do that on purpose because... Anyways, but that's why I tell people oftentimes don't cage during in-game, because what's going to happen is what just happened. It's going to send them to the other side of the map next to the other gate. And now you got to walk your ass all the way over there. I mean, Pickles, you're right, but at the same time, I still think Doctor is in a fine spot. I think he's okay. I don't think he's, like, OP. I don't think he's, like, weak as shit, though. I think he's fine. He's weak in comparison. And if you're going up against, like, the highest skill of players... But I say this all the time, that's the case in any game. If you go play Overwatch right now, you can't play 2/3 of the cast. If you're playing against the best players, you can't play against 2/3, or you can't play 2/3 of the cast. They just don't work. I think the attack should travel a little bit faster. I don't disagree with that. I've heard that suggestion. Again, though, you have to be careful with that because it does have to be reactable. Oh, yeah, no, I see what you're saying, Pickles. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's like, I'm glad Doctor got the changes he did. Not just the most recent ones, but the ones he got, I think, like, a year ago it was now. But no, again, like I said, Doctor's in the same boat as Pyramid Head, in my opinion, where I think Doctor's fine. It's just the game around him is the problem. It's the same issue I feel like Clown has, too. Again, if your killer doesn't have mobility or some form of anti-loop, or preferably both, your killer's just kind of bad. That's why, like, the best killers in the games are in the game are, like, again, it's like Blight and Nurse. They have mobility and anti-loop. Trapper could throw his traps that when they land take a second to arm before becoming active, and you can hit a survivor directly with them. Then he's just Skull Merchant. He just becomes Old Skull Merchant if you do that. Yeah. I think Doctor could probably use a rework. And I don't think all of his add-ons are that terrible. I really like some, like, this is the thing. Doctor is like another example of a killer where, like, I kind of like what they were doing with his add-ons, because, like, what's a good example? Where's the donut one? Yeah, it's like the ones that, like, change the shape of, like, his shock. They're not that good. I just like that they exist. Yeah, no, I agree to an extent, but, like, I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like he's in an okay spot. What's wrong with being Skull Merchants? I don't know. Survivors will DC so much it causes the devs to nerf you into the ground? Maybe. Something like that. When it comes to Doctor, I'm just not reading all of that. That is fair and valid. I'll read it for you. Successfully striking survivors with the Doctor's special attack abilities, Shock Therapy or Static Blast, increases the survivor's madness, eventually afflicting them with the madness status effect and triggering increasingly potent effects. Madness 1 causes survivors to scream once, revealing their position to the Doctor. Slightly affects skill checks, placements, and directions. Madness 2 causes survivors to scream once and experience hallucinations in the form of an illusionary Doctor. Moderately affects skill check placements and directions. Madness 3 causes survivors to scream intermediately and experience hallucinations in the form of illusionary Doctor. Tremendously affects skill check placement and direction. The survivors cannot heal, repair, sabotage, unlock, cleanse, or use items until they successfully snap out of it. When a survivor completes the snap out of it action, they return to Madness 1. Special ability, Shock Therapy. Press and hold the power button to perform Shock Therapy, unleashing a ranged shock attack on the ground in front of you. Survivors struck by Shock Therapy gain increased madness, and any interactions they are performing are immediately interrupted. Shock Therapy immediately negates the oblivious status effect. Static Blast. Press the ability button. Press and hold the active ability button to perform a Static Blast, causing all survivors in the Doctor's terror radius to scream and gain increased madness. Static Blast can only be used when not on cooldown. Static Blast immediately negates the oblivious status effect. There you go. I read the whole thing. Doctor reads like a drilling manual. Pickles, I think that's the thing, though, and that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I don't really care if add-ons are viable. I care if they're unique. That's why I love Springtrap so much. Like, a lot of his add-ons really aren't that good. Chica's Bib is not that good, but you can build around this. Remnant is dog shit. This add-on is actually really bad. But if you're willing to put the effort in, you can make an entire build around Remnant. Is it good? No. Does it work? Hell yes. But you want me to reread it in the announcer voice? Is that what y'all want? Is that what you... Hang on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Carter's Spark successfully strikes survivors with the Doctor's special abilities, shock therapy, or the static blast increases the survivor's madness, eventually afflicting them with a wonderful madness status effect, and triggering increasingly potent status effects. Madness 1 causes survivors to scream once, revealing their position to the Doctor, slightly affects skill check placement and direction. You want that? Is that what y'all want? Is that what we're here for? Now sponsored by Silly Vision. Happy? Now I gotta read the ad. Fine. I got nothing but time. Fuck it. Moldy Electrode. A moldy electrode which nevertheless conducts a weak electrical current. Increases the range of static therapy. Increases the range of shock therapy by 2 meters. Maple Knights. A white knight chess piece made of maple. This gift from an old man brings back distant memories and imbues the Doctor with devastating focus. Reveals the area of effect of shock therapy. Order, Class 1. A conventional ECT procedure. Part of the... I can't read that in that voice. I don't think I could read that in that voice. A conventional ECT procedure. Part of the patient's daily routine at the Larry's Memorial Institute. Can cause a state. I'm so. Hang on. Now read the entirety of Hamlet for us. No. You're too old for bedtime stories. That voice is fun. I love that. I love doing that voice. That voice is fun to do. Also, that's just how I read, unfortunately. I just read really fast. I think Pyramid Head doesn't have many problems. I just think that he can feel too restrictive on his gameplay. Medium range, you can sometimes feel like you're just zoning and not going for shots. No, I agree. I've made suggestions before to encourage going for longer range hits. Because right now, going for anything outside of like 5 meters is kind of pointless. Bro read the hyphen to extend more time. No, the hyphen is very important. I'm not too old to order the kids menu. That's because they don't know if you have a child with you or not. I would love a bedtime story. Shit. I'm trying to think of a bedtime story. I gave a mouse a cookie. He came back and wanted milk. The mouse then asked for more than a cookie. He asked for a house. So I gave him the house. Then he asked for the more than the house and asked for the moon. I gave the mouse the moon. The end. There you go. That was my abridged version of I gave a mouse a cookie. I could read The Very Hungry Caterpillar. There's a reason I don't script my videos. It's funny because if you watch some of my videos, you can tell which ones are scripted and which ones aren't. It's just really fun. I hate reading scripts. I don't mind when, like, that's why I do bullet points, because I think it feels more natural, but I also like when at my tangents I go on. Plus, a lot of my mannerisms don't come out when I read scripts. Like, that little stutter stuff I do, like, that doesn't happen when I read scripts. I sound kind of like this when I'm just like, I think P-Head doesn't have many problems. It's just that he can feel too restrictive on his gameplay. At medium range, you sometimes feel like you're just zoning and not going for shots. I sound like a Minnesotan guy. You give a mouse a cookie if you give the fake banana script. Read me all the Harry Potter books before bed. Do I have to do the voice? Do I have to do the... Come on, that voice. To the amazing digital circus. Okay, I'll stop. Dubstep comes out. do you feel about... That's one of the best jokes of the entire fucking show. What about Pomni? For those that are getting tired of seeing the Amazing Digital Circus everywhere, yeah, you're not escaping it here. Nope, never gonna happen. Now, if only I could do a British accent. I'm a lesbian corgi. Read my 10 Susie XOC fanfics. Only 10? Those are rookie numbers. You gotta get those up. 10? Come on. Pyramid W nurses. Swag, we are testing slugging. I think we probably got time for one more match, but we're just testing slugging tonight. It's been a mixed bag, honestly. I have an important pyramid question. Why does this specific skin have a garbage bag on the back of his neck? Now, Clown, I have the answer to your question. This is why. Because in the remake, they added that for some fucking reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like holding his hair or something. But like, yeah. I still don't know what it's supposed to be. Someone said it was a colonoscopy bag, and that's my headcanon, is that. It's where he keeps his poop. It is a lore-accurate ball. Oh, I love slugging. I think slugging is more fun than hooking. It's a blob of why. But that's why it's there. It's because in the newer versions of Pyramid Head, I think this was the first skin released after the remake. Actually, does Hornet have it? No. When did the original Chrysalis one come out? I guess that was before the remake, wasn't it? Huh. That back bulge is my brain after missing 8 punishment of the damn server. It just holds your anger. America's overweight. Britain has terrible teeth. That is the only difference. I'm pretty sure they talk different. As some would say, they don't speak English. They speak English. It's not a haunted house. It's a manor. It's not a skeleton, it's a cadaver. It's not a spider, it's an arachnid. Fucking. The thing is, though, Swag, I will say, like, Pyramid Head doesn't need to slug. Again, if you can torment people well enough, he does not need to slug. Pyramid Head couldn't lose the neck fat yet. Build an 8-pack. He has a 6-pack. What the fuck are you talking about? He had to rip his skin off to get it, but, you know, that's just commitment, you know? That's just commitment. If you're gonna get yoked at the gym, you gotta be willing to rip your skin off. That's just common sense. Yes, most indubitably. So, my God, I can't even do it. Yes, most indubitably so, my good Vanette. I knew what you meant. Correction, all Brits are posh smartasses. I don't know, I met some pretty dumb British people. But Ned is trying to push his slugging agenda and is brainwashing our children to slug. Yet another reason my video games cost. They call it getting ripped for... Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, just put the trail under yourself. I don't know. Again, it's like, I don't think... Pyramid Head is, like, in this weird situation, like I said, where I actually feel like he's one of the few killers where slugging is way more detrimental than just sending them to a cage. Not to say it can't work, because it very clearly can, but... And then sometimes you... This is what happens when it's because I read Doctor's Power. It was like, alright, motherfucker, you're going to Leary's now. What's an Idnit and what's a Tuesday? I don't know, what's a battery? Do you guys know how many times a day I hear the fucking word battery? And it drives me insane. How did someone get tormented? Hi, Laura. How did you get tormented? When did this happen? She walked right at the fucking edge of that. Someone's right there. Oh, he's doing my totem. I think I had to head back over to Claudette's. Now, normally, I would not break pallets as Pyramid Head, but this map is probably the exception to that rule. Hi, Claudette. Well, that felt bad. Okay, they get Claudette back up. I know exactly where they are, though. Three drops. What the fuck was that? I feel cheated. Oh, did she keep running? Really? I love DBD. I love being punished for making the right call. Thanks, Phantom Fear. Bong is still injured. She healed back up. She had a medkit. Well, I didn't get cheated that time. Actually, did I injure her? I don't remember. Wow, you're holding W that hard, huh, Thong? Okay. Go for this one on the Jhin. Hit her through finesse. Okay. Get one right here. Claudette, you might not want to do that. And I know Laura's right there. I know where Claudette is, too. She's still here. She has to be. What? That wasn't light. What the fuck is that? Claudia, you might want to leave. You're like the worst person to be here right now. Ah, damn. I thought I was going to be smart with that. Maybe Pyramid Head is dog shit, chat. They get Laura back up. There's a pallet right there. Hit that. Head over here. See, this is why I prefer slugging. I don't think it's boring at all. Who the fuck is over here? What are you doing over here? Oh, someone got Claudette up. Head back over and see if they start healing or not. Now they're going right for Laura. Long's right here. Thalita. Laura's still down. We just follow the trail now. Good. Okay, Claudette's back up. Laura's right there. Phantom Fear should be coming off a cooldown soon. They are resetting, which is actually good for me, because it means I might have a chance to actually find them. Okay. Claudette's dead. I don't think anyone makes it back over here in time. Laura's going to try to self-heal again. I'm actually going to go down this right side. Oh, no, they healed up. I'm going to go down this right side. That way they can't just run back into me to go get them. Claudette dies here. Who is this? I don't need to break that. Fong is still over there. No one's healing her up. Someone's behind me. Get the double hit. Let's go. Felito was behind me. I heard the things going off. And I have literally no reason to move from my current position. I don't think it's 90 seconds on the timer. Peace. At this point, Tom and Jerry chapter. Okay. Laura's the one I care the most about right now because she's the closest down. And, I mean, she's still in range for nurses, so I should be fine. But Laura just dies here. Even if the leader comes in for the save, I'll just send her to a cage. I think, yeah, she just dies. Okay. And then I can just hover over Fong. I don't know where she went. Fong, where'd you go? Found you. Okay, Thalita. I can just walk over there. She doesn't have time to pick her up. And if she double backs at any points, I will know where she is because of Scarlet Egg. Or Phantom Fear will do its job. Oh. Resurgence, Resilience, Light, Deja Vu, Resilience, Fast Track, Deja Vu, Windows of Opportunity, Decisive Strike, Windows, Light, Finesse. Is that 4 lives on fucking Larry's? Oh my god. Dude. That double hit, though, that was fucking great. Ugh. When you realize you can't nod... Can you not nod his Pyramid Head? I didn't know that. I guess not. I guess his big-ass fucking head can't go up and down. That sucks. But no, like, again, the thing is, though, in almost every situation in that match, while, yes, it probably was advantageous to, like, leave someone on the ground and go chase somebody else, in most of those situations, I could have just sent them to a cage and got literally the same effect. There was no real benefit to just slugging them as Pyramid Head. I don't know. I just don't think it's worth it, at least on this killer. Okay, those new to chat, every night we turn Pyramid Head by unknown. We turn Pyramid Head into an animal. I let chat decide if anyone has an animal they would like me to turn Pyramid Head into. If not, I will pick a random animal. No repeats. We've done certain animals before. If we've already done the animal, we will not be doing that. Also, let's come extra. A slug? Okay, we can make him a slug. Fuck it. Fine, we'll make him a slug. Slugs. Have we made him a slug? I feel like we did slug. Maybe we didn't? I can't believe this image is like perfect. Slug, it's on theme. And today we will turn the amazing Pyramid Head into a slug. Quite the deceptive creature. I wasn't really sure what words to use there, so I just said deceptive. It seemed like a word a carny would say, I don't know. Quite the deceptive creature, the slug. Yeah, we're running into the problem. The slug doesn't have a neck. This seems to be a very common problem with the animals we pick. Most of them end up not having necks. Move that over there for later. Where's my blur tool? Blur that in. And we take our copy. And I'm going to make another copy. Oh, shit. We call this creature Slugman Head. Slugmid Head. Slugmid Head. We call it the Thing. Speaking of, so I've been watching a lot of, I've been watching like a lot of videos about the movie The Thing. Like a lot of them. And the more I watch them, the more I really hate the idea that the Thing can just infect you with like saliva and stuff. I don't know, there's something about it that just, like... It, like, to me, like, gets rid of the, like, the intrigue of the Thing having to assimilate you properly. Oh, God, that's way, 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 way too dark. Blur it up a bit. Things just happen, but you know what? You're so right. I don't know, it's like I was watching one video where they were like, when did this guy get infected? I think it was talking about, the doctor, and I was like, I don't know, when did he get infected? And they're like, well, right here, when, like, He touched his mouth to the eraser of his pen. It's like, well, that's just boring, isn't it? That seems like a cop-out. It's a shame I can't draw. Could you imagine, chat, how powerful I would be if I could draw? Could you imagine how many cursed things I could make? Instead, my talents are limited to fucking crappily photoshopping things. One thing leads to being a thing. No, the thing. It's not a thing. I want the thing in DVD. It doesn't need to copy Survivor. It's just NPCs on the map. Like the event snowman. I mean, that could be an interesting way to go about it. The anomaly in VHS proved, though, you can definitely do a character that copies Survivors. There's a way to do it. That character was only around for like a week before the game shut down, so we didn't really get to see its full potential. But still, to be fair, crappy Photoshop is fun. It is. It's an art too. Like, it's one of those things. Like, if you ask, like, it's like asking a good artist to like make something look bad on purpose. It is not, like, you would be like, oh, just make it look bad. That's easy. And it's really not. it's like it's a different skill set. It's like a completely different skill set to make it look something look bad on purpose. Nope, zoom out, please. There, chat. He's beautiful. I couldn't think of a way to add James Sunderland to this, but he's beautiful. Look at him. Look at him in all his majesty. I can't wait till we have the full collection. I can't wait. Well, chat, we're gonna call it a night there. Tomorrow is the 2v8 stream with Kassir. I don't know what time it's happening. I said I'm off tomorrow, so it's probably going to be earlier than normal. And I don't know how long we'll go, but I'm glad to have Fire and Ice Trapper back on stream. Otherwise, things should actually be back to normal. Because I, again, don't feel like I'm constantly having an existential crisis and wondering what the point of even being alive is. So, hooray. But I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Don't forget there's a new video on the channel and whatnot. Love y'all.